Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up.
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger. You are prepared. Don't put away your friend, your weapon. It is glowing in your hand, ready to serve. Raindrops slip down the oily fabric of the tail end of your necktie turned fuse.
Yes, I hear commotion. Let's go.
Good. Be ready to take damage.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right?
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
Shh.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Courty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. The Mercenary Tribunal.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
I think he's calmed down a bit. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire. You can't think that way now. This is serious.
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up for everyone to see.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the blue medicinal spirit in your hand seems to have a pulsating glow. It feels enticing somehow.
All right! End game! Light me on fire and throw me in his face!
If you waste time, people will die. No, we can do this. Drag it out a little. Get under his skin. No, please. Peace. It has worked this far. Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that. Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
Cortiner. Major Raoul Cortiner. Friends with Lely. Raoul and Lely.
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer, you're all sentenced to death by lead. Fuck do you mean? Talk.
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat out the natives. Share leaflets, squeeze a bit of kip-tass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be. If Lely was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, clay monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one cunt or 100 of them. Rude here.
In your ship pipes, right in the fucking...
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that. When he gets bored, Lely knew how to command.
He was a good commander. I can see you miss him.
Oh yeah, he would have commanded this fuckhell way better than I did. But that didn't happen, because Hayseed, Bill, and Kipty the Kipt here fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village up for 2 weeks after. And you fucks did nothing.
Listen, man. We told you we...
Told us what? What did you say? Who said that? Tattoo fuck! You'll die first! Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down cloths. Find his killer. Cop. I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam. You're gonna die for them. Right?
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Hohen Cloven. He...
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you open.
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he does? Smart loincloth. He fucks natives up.
Now is the time. Easy. Easy now.
Yeah? Who did that? How fucking
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? How about the kid? Tell me.
Listen, please. This...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. Your mind grinds to a halt. All you can see is the revolver in the man's armored hand, swaying, pointed at her. You move your mouth like a fish, gasp.
I'm all out of shit.
Put your...
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out.
This is a Mr.
The Kipt.
You are...
Ease.
He is facing
Peaceful. Fuck.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life.
The mercenary tribunal. If this...
A sound strategy.
My plan is not to get killed.
Get lost!
I think he's come. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire. You can't.
Pig fuck!
Oh,
No one.
With the leader.
All right!
If you waste time, no, please. Peace. It has worked this far. Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that. Dangerous. Ask about
Sergeant
Corty.
for killing, maim. Fuck do you?
We've heard testing.
Yeah, if late.
Ready to open.
Oh, cunt.
In your ship!
He likes to.
He was a good.
Oh, yeah. Fucking
Listen, man.
told us what? Baby, it was creepy. Fine, I know what.
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. You throw the bomb and it's way off.
It's a.
I'm all out of shit.
Put your
Shut up. Not gonna talk.
This is a miss.
The Kipt.
You are.
He is
Fuck. There's
the lieutenant is
the mercenary. My plan is not to get killed. If this.
a sound.
Get lost.
I think no, he didn't. He's about to open fire. You can't.
Big fuck!
Die.
No one is.
With the leader.
All right!
If you waste time, no, please. Peace. It has worked this far. Start with the first idea you have. Dangerous. Ask
Sergeant
Corty.
for killing, maiming. Fuck do you?
We've heard testing.
Yeah, if Laylee.
Ready to open.
Oh, cunt.
In your ship!
He likes to.
He was a good.
Oh, yeah. Fucking
Listen, man.
told us. Find him. I know what.
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
Who the fuck?
Glacia, the woman upstairs. Where is she?
She left. She left.
We should have arrested her.
You can feel how upset he is with himself.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt.
She's gone. For God's sake, tell him the Hardys didn't do it. Present a case.
Rude.
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you up.
The gunner. What do you think he does? Smart.
Now, easy. Easy now.
Yes. So what? Stupid shit. I know what you're doing.
Enough already!
Interrupt me again, and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal. Yeah? Who did that? How?
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
How about the...
Listen.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. Your mind grinds to a halt. All you can see, he pulls the trigger. A plume of smoke, the shot.
Fuck this!
Gene!
He'll be ripped apart. They all will. The moment the third...
I'm all out of...
put your
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, Lon.
This is a misunderstanding.
The Kipt.
You are.
Peaceful.
Fuck.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried.
The mercenary. My plan. If this.
A sound.
Get lost.
I think no, he didn't. He's about to open fire. You c-
Big fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this.
No one is.
With the leader.
All right!
Wait. If you waste... No. We can do this. No, please. Peace. It has worked this far.
Rude.
All of you cunts inside rip you open.
The gunner, what do you think he does? Smart loincloth. He fucks naked. Yes. Stupid
Enough already!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
Of course. Nothing bad will happen. Talk about his dead friend. He's...
I'm all out of shit.
Put your...
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is a myth.
The Kipt.
You are.
Be
Peaceful.
Fuck.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for
If this...
a sound...
The mercenary... My plan is not to get...
Get lost!
I think... No, he didn't. He's about to... You...
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today.
No one is.
With the leader.
All right!
Wait. If you waste... No. We can do... No, please. Peace. It has worked this far.
Rude.
All of you cunts rip you.
The gunner, what do you think he does? Huh?
That struck some chord. A dark chord.
What are we waiting for?
Lance Corporal, just fucking shut up and wait for your order. Yes. Stupid.
Enough already!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
Dangerous. Ask about him first.
Sergeant
Corty.
for killing me? Fuck do you mean?
We've heard testimony.
Yeah. If Laylee was
Ready to open fire.
out cunt.
In your ship!
He likes to...
He was a good...
Oh yeah. Fucking
Listen, man.
told us... Baby, it was creepy. Find him. I know what...
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribute. Really? None of this looks like it's going to do anything but piss him. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
What always happens when you get good at your job? The same thing happened when we were called whatever the fuck it was. Probably won't be called Crenell for much longer. Not after...
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something. Now fire. Fuck them up. Easy now. Tell them these men didn't do it. There's a peaceful way out.
Yeah? Who did that? How
His fingers are twitching.
you think I... How about the kid?
Listen.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him. All together. Titus said we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
You're lying.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something. The young woman stands and looks behind her.
I missed.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That doesn't sound good. You need to check. What topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call.
You think I care what that company...
He isn't just boasting. He really doesn't care. Back out of this now, or it'll get bad.
Fucking waste this fuck!
Who the fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left!
We should have arrested her.
You can feel.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
With a crash of shattering glass and a terrible roar, the fire draws in oxygen. The bomb hits the mercenary in the chest, swallowing him in flames as he staggers backward. In the fiery inferno, you see your tie, coiling around the man's neck. It is no longer horrific, but beautiful and pure.
I only ever wanted you to have fun, Harry. My name, should you know it, is Jupson AS Men's Fashion Model, Colorful Tie, Catalog number J327. One day a sad man walked into a clothing store. He looked really darn like he hadn't had fun in years. He needed someone to show him how to rock and roll again. Jupson AS Catalog number J327 shone on the tie rack, trying to get his attention. The sad man picked it up and put it on. He looked at himself in the mirror, didn't smile. And from that moment on, we rode together. The rest of your clothes were still normal back then, but we took care of that soon enough. Truthfully, not a lot. I did everything a multi-pattern necktie can do to help a man. Drink beer, drink wine, drink cider. Go to parties with young people around and drink beer and cider. Do drugs too, so you don't fall asleep. Your heart is broken, Bratushka, and it cannot be mended. No, you're going to be mowed down by gunfire from the two remaining marks. So no, you both did, Bratan.
No, it was her mostly. Don't lie to him, Necktie. This guy, well, his face has cracked open into a scream of terror. It looks like, yeah, his body contorts in a very disturbing manner. There's no mincing words with this one. He's dying a horrible, painful death.
Eventually we all do, Harry. See you on the other side. Harry, for God's sake! Watch out!
To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways. From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim. You stare down the barrel of the gun. God, you're so frail. Too frail to think further. Time is running out. The shot rings and you stumble. Something violently tugs at your shoulder, pushing you backwards with incredible force. A volcano of burn. The pain flows over your entire...
God, please.
Then, two shots ring at once, and you hear a scream. But you're too hurt to see who got hit. Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant. Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through the burning meat and the flames. With his face boiling off, the man raises his pistol at you. Then he's the look of vengeance, framed by melting. Here it comes. Death. You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. The Hardy Boys are screaming.
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is most of what's down there. It's all gone. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants...
You're bleeding out. Yes, keep talking.
But you can't. It's a slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol. Scream immediately. He's gonna die. No, you scream. Behind, there is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant, you hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like...
This is death. One more door, baby. What?
The fight? There is no fight. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh, and rotting. And being disinfected.
He can't go.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it. Again. Finally, we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. It was him. He is the infernal engine. He never stops. He only gets worse.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Sunrise, Parabellum. Yes, the joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
The close proximity of death must have made the lieutenant contemplate his life choices. He's done with the jacket.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day. 2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water. Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for...
Isn't that written on your...
Cops like it. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely. Yes, we have also completely failed, but that's okay. What happened? You threw an improvised petroleum bomb at the Major. A firefight ensued. Very.
A blood-stained killer.
You're an officer of the RCM. As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit. With his carabine. I was looking for a clear line of sight. When I found it, I shot and wounded him. while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
This is not the first person to die in his...
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So, yes, he's still alive. You were bleeding out. You said something, I don't know what. And you warned me. I was
Thank you.
I killed her. And that's what happened. The Pole was the last to die. Everard had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. The company... Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Or maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know. 4. Glenn, Theo, Shanky, and Angus. The fat one, he took a lot of bullets.
He nods.
This is the one. All. Oh no, officer. It's pretty bad. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
Pretty bad, officer. You've suffered 2 wounds. The first is below your shoulder. The bullet passed through your shoulder blade. The second shot hit you in the thigh, the left quadriceps. No major arteries were nicked, but the bullet... We will see.
You won't be able to dance much, that's for sure. You should be able to live with limping around, though.
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is back to that shithole, he says.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site. I'm sure they're worried about you. I did. No need. Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me. Easy now.
Your balance is way off. You feel like...
How are you? Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Leafrater. It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off. I honestly don't know. Do you? Because we can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know? I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else, outside our circle of suspects, was... Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. What? Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected.
He's wrong.
Okay. Yes, God cursed the footprints, not solving the case for us. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else? It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We could find thousands more if we want.
But they seemed so mysterious.
No need to be melodramatic.
He does not know what to reply. Looks out of the window. He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
It really is.
He sounds surprisingly weary. That concussion must be making him dizzy.
No. Are you ready to limp? Good. Where do you...
A gust of wind blows in from the bay. The duraluminum box around you vibrates imperceptibly.
Why not? Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through.
The bathroom mirror. These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear...
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. I am sure neither...
You see the same two neon-lit shapes.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius. It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper the island in the bay.
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point. I remember. She was there that night. She would have known precisely. It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? I find that hard to believe, but at this point, so it is.
For a second he seems tired.
I just haven't gotten a lot of...
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything. He is trying to just... He sees danger. Another trap, perhaps. He must be cautious for a reason. This man has decades of experience.
I understand. No, I just don't want to walk into another embarrassment.
It's not something he's proud of. But that's the way it is.
Okay, let's go to the fuck. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S.
A gift. It's hardly surprising.
You look at her rough, jagged handwriting on the note. The medicine pity.
Mm-hmm. She said, of course you were. How does that work anyway? Amphetamine.
Be honest, he's not grilling you, he just wants to know. Ask if he's ever wanted to take it too.
I was just curious. Anyway, let's go. Of course you were. Amphetamine.
Be honest, he's not grilling you, he just wants to know. Ask if he's ever wanted...
Thought so. Let's go?
So, the good lieutenant was looking for an edge, was he? The stage, you feel it.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn.
Seeing you a
Crazy motherfucker. Didn't think you... There I was, thinking, where are we gonna find a impressive shit, Copper? None of us would be...
His hand is covered in bruises and half plastered. This is big. It's as big of a thank you as Titus Hardy can muster under any circumstances.
Well, cheers anyway, Copper. Theo was old. I think he'd be pretty happy with the way. But Angus, he was just a stupid kid.
Here it comes. The last one is the worst, an honest tactic.
And Glenn was my friend. Best I've ever had. I'd love that crazy homo like my own brother. We're all fucked without him. But what do you... Dennis? That poor little rat is dead too.
He didn't like him. That only makes it worse.
Well, yeah. Memento mori. Right.
Absolutely. Today, I'm going to get drunk.
Or you might die of a heart...
Hey. Fuck you for ruining a beautiful...
I guess I'll take a closer look at our union members. There's bound to be some ambitious... Might even ask Tibbs if he's tired of replacing with... Don't know? Don't.
Even after all that hell, he's still bitter about her?
Nope.
He shrugs and tries to look uninterested.
Judging by the sight of you,
Yeah.
Hell, you both look like you could...
Thank you for your advice, Eugene, and you too, Alain. I do always...
You're welcome, Bina Claude. Take care, coppers.
Copo Loco. And
Thanks for getting involved, guys.
And if you ever feel like the uniform is holding you back...
And Titus Hardy himself would make a good officer. That man was born to lead.
I will, Capo. That's a promise. Now scoot, 'cause the Hardy boy...
Take it easy on the drink. The danger has not passed.
Good point, Bino Claude.
The graffito has been painted over the traces of... This was Cindy the Skull. The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday. And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable? The fuel oil catches fire immediately with an ominous hiss. What if the words are not directed at the people of Martinez, or even the coalition aerostatics above the city? They're meant for something above even those. The lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face. The flames warmed him too.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
Mon Dieu! You set it on fire! What kind of a policeman are you? Apocalypse? I...
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place. I give credit where credit is due, and that was a crazy move. Crazy effective. Petroleum bomb. Never seen anything like that.
He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. It just felt I needed to... Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Yeah, I was, yeah.
It really took courage. Don't pick at him. He nods back at just too bad at... Make that 3. The lieutenant is nodding too, hands crossed.
No problem. Yes, very responsible. Sure.
He's so exhausted following recent events. He does... An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
Officer Harry, you're wounded.
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Look at you can barely walk. Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that...
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
That's nothing to brag about.
It's not serious. He'll be okay.
So you're a killer? That's good, I guess. Better than being dead. Aye. Not a lot of RCM men who aren't killers. Of course. That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom. I'm sad to hear that.
That's cool. You boast in your bacterial infection like that.
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure...
Aye, aye, Captain.
If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the...
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear.
Please be conservative with...
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks...
And that iron... That's, nothing. It's just us, and we make a fire. Gather the sticks for...
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but...
I don't know what those are. They're lights. The fire guy...
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. Yes.
Because he doesn't want to be a suspicious request made out of fear.
I don't know.
Did you mean there are...
Yes. No, he doesn't live... No, he lives there. Been there. He doesn't live there. He isn't...
Anything else?
I don't know. We ran. Our father didn't say that. He didn't.
A dull pain flashes through your mind.
I don't know. Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
There's a...
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on the dial.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're... Have you made all the necessary preparations? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this. the skiff float once you get in. Have you made... Remember what the net picker...
What? Fine. When?
Very cool. Now tune it to SAD FM.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last and the trees are green and overhanging, featherlight free and everlasting. And the trees are green and overhanging, featherlight free and everlasting. Want to be free. Eternally.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence. Let's go. The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain. From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Downstairs, somewhere? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator.
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire.
The wind outside. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of...
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Yes, anytime.
You don't have to be a hero. Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized. Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s, among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Soft covers, serialized fantastique, and oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Elysium. It's not exactly like reading.
Elysium. I agree. Humanitarian science.
Wasn't there some in the communist students' room?
Well, yes.
The little books seem inconsequential next to...
Again, I am not a philosopher, but whoever has lived here...
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel block.
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
Alright, I retract my statement. It was naive. Let's look around and get it open.
The heavy metal doors. The greasy old spring mat.
The offer still stands.
Soft covers. Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel. The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been...
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator ups... Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as... Nothing happens. The dial slides under the glass. Silent.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communication. We need to restore power before using this office. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it.
The boat engine.
But officer, then we would have to swim back to the...
The consul stands by. ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official...
Sounds an awful lot like.
No.
With its horns in the sky. The symbol of the
It does. The RCM may descend. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals. No, that's the uninhabited...
A DeLorean-era symbol of insul...
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw.
A strange feeling looking at the water with a bottle in your hand. In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Islets and posts like stepping always. Perhaps there's someone there. Maybe. You know it's going to hurt. Yes, cold and still. But love is warm. Oh fuck, yes. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel...
A good place to hide. Cozy. Relatively safe from the rain.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you. Like a little window. Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress in trepidation. A tingling, a small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water, the ruins look familiar. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Gis. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain. 10. The doomed the box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the...
Do you have a line of sight to the window? I can see it, through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure. I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest. Why? We don't go everywhere in the 1,000-meter radius of the crime scene. That's not procedure. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
The lieutenant pauses.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it. Where?
He does not answer. He feels...
We should move now.
This old cylindrical generator. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tip. There's a red starter switch on the side. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse.
That should do it.
A dim golden glow animates.
It's on.
Automatic boot. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. A dim ambient. The dial slides
Insular. This is an...
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in. A sudden wave of anxiety.
After you. So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black. An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises it. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around.
The position sounds like a hiding.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. I did. And you opened it. Ha! I should have burned that console down. Reactionary rock and roll music. Play.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic counter-revolution. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done. It's a Triangong.
A Samuran rifle.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle.
An old man then spits it unclouded by He's practically tearing up from...
The what now? I may.
The position.
Fire guy. My eyesight?
A shudder of disgust passes his right side. His left side remains motionless.
I did. I should have put reactionary.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
Sad if the fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Fuck.
I should have. That was not. The old man.
It's not nice. It's a three.
A Samaran.
It was sent to us by a. You heard me.
The lieutenant.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service run.
The words, I am an enemy commander, sound cold as iron.
And what rank would that be, dog? A big wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
The right type and the right calibre.
He's liking this.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could easily have been a
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross. Political comic. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war.
The Commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM?
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in... I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the Commune, 43 years. No. I've been on other islands. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48. And 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live. But I had to.
He just couldn't. He nods, but he can.
What have you been doing?
Hiding, fishing.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, two police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic, patrol officer Judith Minot, points where the officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smoldering. One day,
always waiting. For her.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution. Always. No. The historic opportunity for... I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second is all for reaction to take hold. You haven't seen it.
And this was when?
May the 13th, 08. 44 years ago. The horizon was the combined might of international capital. All at once, huddled on the floor.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse. Airships. I climbed out into hell. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft...
Some kind of great terror. Worse than you've ever seen.
The mask of humanity fall from Capitol. It has to take it off, and then you see it, as it strangled that the bourgeois are not human. I had to. I had to fight it. I had to never stop. It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive, the congenitally deformed King Philip II. Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone. Iblis. The black-eyed angel. How does anyone survive?
Now hold on there.
You're insane and grotesque. Everyone's...
How is your health, Miss?
I've been throwing up blood since winter.
TRCM can provide medical service.
I need to die. You don't have...
You also have Druamine.
I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
It's the little joys. The dark joke. There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years. I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult.
Traitors. It's better alone. It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for...
They were post.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Coal City were turned to dust. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrol.
In the city, you move underground.
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right? I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. But I don't want to. They're all traitors.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking.
The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda.
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked.
The older man looks across.
You're with the RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. The so-called Lieutenant W. Freight rock and roll posturing. Take me to them as a prisoner.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal.
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar.
The old man does not answer.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique. is a night.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise, he was like a cleric, a shepherd.
No, the opposite of that.
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
You're part of the meat shield.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss it. We have come to ask...
The old man spits into the fire pit.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce. I've used it.
Here we go. A trail of blood. The loot.
Killing people.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. I've used it.
Interesting. During or...
There is no after the war.
This is it. You can feel it. Like battery acid on the tip of... This is what you live for. The great serotonin, Jack. The solution. Go in straight. No euphemism. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
I don't want...
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong all the time.
The who now? Oh yes, that one.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol.
Tear into him. Pile it. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence.
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. You have been here a long time, Mr. Dross.
I'm ready to die. Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Not a lot of guns around that use...
It's a real gun. Not like your little... You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons, eh?
Damn, he saw you. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You didn't handle... None of those people mean any...
So you watched the fight? Did you like what you saw?
You don't know anything.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? 4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this, when you have the murder weapon.
Murder.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bed. You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
Damn Maybells.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the... They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of it.
The coast too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken...
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any...
I may. Clausier. With the victim.
Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
Everything is brands with you individualists.
Show me the soul split.
Fucking imbecile.
The maker is called Sensory. You see that these are not the unusual horizontal pattern souls.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Simpler? No. This is another loose thread you will... The lieutenant... What are you doing? He's thinking. Not now. Stop yourself.
People change shoes, detective. It was you. What were you doing?
Trying to rack your brains. Your desk.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood. Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Oh, the inhumanity.
The lieutenant raises his right. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells every... And so...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you confessed?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night? Before...
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is... You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant...
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand.
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle?
A rifle's scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all...
And if you don't like it, then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow. Wrinkled up whore. Black sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy. As to... So don't you sermonize me.
Some strange glandular process takes place in him, and anger too.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mesk phalanx weren't conscripts. Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes. Them fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, and I wanted to see his head explode. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it...
This man has seen past her, and now he longs to see her come, to punish her.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark.
Past the Fell building on the coast?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there.
And beautiful.
That.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was...
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and smoked her passport and tickets to Villiers. After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it?
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers. I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks. And a body. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio. I'm not blind, am I?
It quickly comes to you.
Mm-hmm. Bending like a bow against the glass. I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny. Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny, the way you turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down. We're doing this.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the...
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
There's...
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know. No. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of the day after I killed. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore. Maybe, I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here.
A sudden pang.
If you came 10 years ago.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you. One more down.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
While he stands here and rots.
You're delusional. There's nothing to see in the soul of the bourgeois woman. It's the same as the surface. Sick hedonism made a little love nest up there. Sweaty linen and bottles they would use.
A red-haired woman?
That kind of thing is fine by the party. So is fine by me. But it goes to show you. Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, snow falls on 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne Central Area. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Smaller, distant, hidden, Not there, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village. 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across. He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite officer, special consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need...
We could get more. We've got him talking.
You could get more out of him. Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
A tragic comedy.
Detest pushes the cobwebs out of his eyes. Pushes the melancholy aside. He relishes it.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean, and because of the racists, everyone is a racist in Martin. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III. A syphilitic not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus as his intense, like animals, like those boom. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in us. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. We did good when we pushed him under that horse car.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred. What was that about? Steroids? It piqued your interest.
Horse. Yes, steroids. A racist on steroids. What is my opinion? You think that... No. The rich man's looking at real estate and fiddling his kids, wading through the corpses. I find it strange that you keep bringing this up. The rich man doesn't care about complexion. Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy. That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass.
Edgar. He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
You can't live alone.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happened.
Of course. Maybe don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
I haven't approached anyone. I hid.
How did he know you were?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then. Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity, too. They let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar...
Again?
What? Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways. Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack, across the water each day. I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, that one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please.
He whispers with such predatory hunger, it borders on longing.
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his...
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from
him? Yes, of course.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried? He reminds him of himself. The same...
Yes,
but... Oh my God. He's even worried for him.
No. I waited too long.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross.
They're all dead now. Fuck it. All human beings care about each other. I cared...
He reminded him of himself. The same hatred.
Fuck you. You think I haven't seen people?
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure. Oh no, Dumbo, do something. Slap yourself in the head again. Jumpstart it.
Officer.
He quickly realized...
Mr. Dross, about this deal you made with Edgar, what about the other people you've...
Other people?
Like the previous...
That's it. That's what you were.
I didn't fight 40 years to end up an informant for the international regime.
Still dumb. Your eyes are transfixed on his digits. You are the law. He must divulge the information.
Look who's up. From the drunken...
We will have plenty of time to talk about it.
Go ahead.
Ease off it. This was not an unmitigated disaster. The lieutenant mitigated it. Just proceed.
Glad we talked about what? I ain't going.
The old man stares despondently at the logs. It's like he's forgotten you're there. What strikes you about this gaunt man is, indeed, he speaks fluidly. It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost to great leaps of emotion. From anger to grief. You've seen demented people before. Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the painkillers.
No.
You said you take painkillers.
I take them to cope with pain.
It's not a downer, rather an upper, judging by his snap, perhaps. But his seems more than that. In summary, you sense some underlying...
Like some kind of decadent rock star. No, I'm not okay.
There it is again. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried. His lip curls into a sneer at the memory.
I don't want it.
Renee still presses on his mind.
Glad we talked about what?
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the The wind picks up. The silence on...
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you. Do you...
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads up. Pupils are dilated too.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat. Not really.
There's something you're not getting here that he's realizing.
Who watches over him there while I come back for you?
Lillian. You could ask her, maybe.
This is no harmless old...
This fucking work.
No, listen. Listen now. You thought you heard something.
Maybe we could all fit in there.
The old man stares despondently at... For a 60-year-old... The old man stares despondent. What strikes you? Indeed, it's a great leaps of emotion. You see, is it some kind of substance?
No.
You said you take...
I take...
It's not a downer, perhaps. In summary...
No, I'm not...
There it is. Could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? The old man stares despondent, his lip curled.
Glad we took...
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is... The wind picks up. The silence on the...
Your Wayfarer rights. Do you...
But... No.
He's sweating. Pupils are dilated.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
There it is again. To your north, as it has been, something completely different. It sounds like a bow.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this...
Your skin crawls. A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence. It's still there, an unfolding mechanism of reed-like chitin, hovering in place.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you, with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster to grab the gun.
Tell me what you see, damn it.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, but that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape break. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a... No! The flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't...
He's letting his pride get in. You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick.
Understood. Of course.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air, slowly. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic click-like laughter. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now. Look at the insect. Suddenly. No. Stop. Be afraid. As you do, the invertebrate comes to life. It's shifting around in the reeds around it, in the muddy water. You notice some of its hind legs apparently standing on the water. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks...
Careful. It may be poison.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you. Yes, holy is the Lord of hosts, and all the earth is filled with his glory. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. Are you sure? Sometimes, when molting, I regrow a lost limb. One time something went wrong, and a small leg replaced a missing antenna. No, the leg tried to move around independently, making it hard to walk. Yes, thankfully someone ate it. The next time I molded, I grew an antenna again. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read. No, you're awake. I am. So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? I can also detect pheromones. The ones on you tell me that you will not eat me, and that I will benefit from your closeness. In short, I love you. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia.
It may have unknown, dangerous but
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions. Yes, I do not have a star to display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage. Do not worry. It is only destructive over long periods of time. No. You are the moral of our encounter is I am a relatively medium life form. Well, the Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with... We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6. Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget? Simian Butcher. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case? I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Forever show. You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. And it. She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Okay.
there is no change in the insect's motion.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. The sweat on your arms feels cold as ice.
I got it.
For all time. The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the sensation is electrifying. It is surprisingly delicate. The curly end of the whisker looks like someone's got hurt in a fight.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing. A small shudder passes the creature's arm. Here, within the smooth white inner part of its limb, you sense something very intimate.
The nervous system could be spread out like that, over the extremities, like a cuttlefish.
It tastes like sugar, very faint, odorless, mostly comprised of water. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, it's gone. and something under it. In the place it stood.
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
In some kind of strange.
Our suspect is not looking so good.
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown. Indeed, you found it all. Now your mortal coil is completely protected. Few cops.
What is it? What do you want?
Something is very wrong with him now.
See.
Mr. Dras?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring with fear, like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is,
The trembling mouth.
between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock. Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress.
There's much more. Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with it does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe. I mean, why not? That could be part of the shock.
No response.
Then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this... Mr. Dras. The doctors will have to look at this. Like a drug? His pupils appear to be dilated.
It's not just chemical.
Some kind of oxytocin release mechanism? Would go with the pupils. But this told you? Yes, good. During your he did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he didn't want to leave this place. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should... Nothing. The last embers...
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as...
No reaction.
Let's have a closer look.
I lost...
He turns his eyes to...
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. This site is a T9, Mr. Dras.
Silence. You've gotten all you will out of this poor... The plastic cape flaps...
We should think about getting back to the mainland.
This passport.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glass. An old photo. Before life.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dras, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or... Like a magpie? What a coincidence.
By now, the lieutenant has accepted.
I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope.
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. And
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Klazia comes from. Remember? I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us one more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now. I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alazia or Kla. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who
Greasy.
The offer still stands. Take it.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hack. Sleep. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way you're already, but you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be cold and mean. Let her go. This is the Holy Queen of the territories of Muindi and Insulinda. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean.
Hey. I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry? Wow, see? A new species. I told you, good things can still happen. Exactly. Now.
This is everything I always warned you about.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome.
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions. She sighs. What are you doing? Stop saying things like that.
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime. Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light.
She looks at the suitcase. Silence. Her nuptial gown floats.
Anyway. No, Harry. It's just regular skin. I'm not as beautiful as you always thought I was. Let's not get into.
She does not. Silence. A distant wind blows. You can't think of anything pretty to say.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words, it's all gone. I have to go.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it. That's not what figurines do, Harry.
She looks at the headless. The figurines don't do anything? Anything at all? Yes, a form of communication. Yes, it was a good idea. But she felt obliged by the headless.
Harry, I don't want things. I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked the headless fallen rider back then. It's not, but I don't know why I said but. There is no but. That's it, yes. We've talked about it 1,000,000 times. You will get over it. It just takes some time. But
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. It's not. It's just not possible. It's like eating rocks. You just can't do it. There is a silence. As you talk, it feels like chewing on gravel. Granite.
yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew. Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone. No, Harry. We already tried again.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things. Not you too.
I don't know. Please. Harry, we can't be.
She avoids turning them to you. They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and
You know what I mean. A little down. You've worked there for so long.
questions. Did someone say questions?
This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now. It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. Other people get sad too, but not like you. In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova. I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day? Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have done that. Call me like...
You ruined it. There was still a chance. You should have waited longer. She would have called you instead.
Oh, Harry, do you really think so? We haven't talked in years. I don't want to call you. Months already. Soon it will be years. Every season that passes, the light gets less clear. I see.
The air gets cold around you. Black-eyed dogs wander the alleys. Apple trees hang their bony limbs low.
The morning? I don't understand. Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear. I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32.
This is a bit much for me. It feels like your ribs are cracking around your heart.
Then why are we doing this? Wasn't I Dolores Day? I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
We all told you. Everyone warned you.
Literally all of you.
Great. It's the abyss of the void.
What?
I am impolite with you, Harry, because you are the part. This is how human...
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that.
Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me. We both said a lot of...
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender, long fingers, in her wrists.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters. Okay, Harry. Okay, it was morning and you slept. It was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you. Hanging on the coolest, with your... The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. Yes, let's talk about that too. It was just a day then, but to think. Were we there now, you could touch my hair. No. You scared it out of me. With your crying, your hysteric... Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again.
You're a better man now, with a rank in a powerful arm.
No, it's too late. I found someone for whom I feel the same love I...
Your heart burns through the black...
Harry, do you notice how none of this is very funny? I hate being that. I don't want to be anything for you. I hope the decade... It's here, Harry. We are on Voyager Road. There. You could not pay... Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again.
Don't let her. Don't let her go there. You should redo the topics. Go over everything. The things you didn't say before, too. Make it go on and on. With your feet trembling from the steps you took, she is not kissing you back. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you. She breathes out heavily, as if something painful has passed through her, and shakes her head. It does not. It goes on. Children run in the back alleys.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see. I'm pregnant. Of course not. I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions.
No, this has to end. More questions. Ask more.
I am actually very ordinary, Harry. This thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is... Other questions are the I have to, Harry.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and am happier for it. I won't see you, but you... Oh, Harry. This is a dream. Can't you see? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week. I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that... Oh yes. This is real darkness. It's not dead. See you tomorrow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep? I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
The lieutenant, I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
We already solved the case. You thrashed around, then you bolted up half covered in blood from your wounds. Okay.
He's still worried. You must...
Yes?
The skiff is swaying.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. But for the sound of conversation on the water, 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought him. I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that. Also, you look like a fucking idiot. Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton. Actually, are you? Are you still a cop?
Vic, calm down.
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Comar, and this is your special task force. Or what, Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us. We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe...
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a...
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look safe at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. I knew it. Didn't I tell you?
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl child...
Don't encourage him, Trent.
Okay.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually.
That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you. Every time you don't show up to work, or when you're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstam. Mikael?
His son? What a joke. Everyone is lying to you.
No, I was just interested in the Feld building.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested.
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi, still a lieutenant.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on. Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face?
Judging by the familiarity you feel toward him, 2 years he's right. Don't start guessing.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells? Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me,
I'm technically...
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trump, do. It's a Major Crimes Unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like...
The 41st isn't...
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we? Here we go. Alcoholic delirium. Visions. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing. As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem...
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Son of fucking Long here. Detective Far Out, son of Long on the case.
He has indeed had the possibility before. I have trouble believing him, of course, but he seems to want...
With all due respect, Lieutenant, you're bewitched by the shit, kid. It happens. What doesn't happen is a cop wiping his own memory. In fact, it's not possible to wipe one's memory at all, even with the amount of pot and pill.
Detective Vigmer, I'm not saying he's the son of Lung. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders.
The 2 cases in your ledger. Those cases were hard.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this... Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the hardwired to the free market.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question.
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your...
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips. Not today, badge.
And your gun? He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
The man doesn't reply. You should have done a better job, is what it's saying.
I don't believe you. You're drunk. You let a suspect escape.
We've read the reports, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuragis. We know.
Oh, well. If she was specially... Or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze, compared to the 7 people who were gunned down.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Detective, it's better if I do that.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the...
He thinks of apologizing, but...
You've spent the week with him. On Lieutenant Euphret.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the apocalypse thing. At first I thought it was a joke, but it's not. He actually thinks the world is about to end. In a blood... It's worrying, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a fascist, a far-right. Other still, he is also a Mazovian socio-economist who believes in liquidating the ruling class. How he reconciles these 2 points of view? And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine, mostly. He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once. And he solved it. Near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. Locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed a colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian...
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to...
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Fucking hell. Is that...
Detective? The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is...
I must say, this is
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his... Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so this man's mother was Lillian. His...
So, it is...
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of...
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
Jealousy. I thought this Lilianovich was an old man.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that...
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
Perfect vaulting mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It will pass. In time.
Female?
You had to see it. It had...
Incredible.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are... Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs. As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Well, then it wouldn't matter if...
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms... Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the... There are species of bees that, under the influence of chiromones, take wasp larvae.
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find is not...
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the phasmid as completely separate from each other.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
Like the cephalopods? Phasmids?
No, I wouldn't say it was...
At that size, this creature would have a lot of surface area to put neurons into. It's basic geometry.
Yes, but also reed-colored. beige and brown, a little green.
Incredible. The PR value of this is...
This would really help.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Quit while you're ahead, or no.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Mart.
And eyes, too. You're
understood.
but a case against Everard.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related.
Yes, yes. Fallen through a gap in a boat.
The body was transported to Precinct 40.
You're not the only cop in the...
Still. Good work.
It's still a point for you.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is. Why?
There was a possible witness in there, and it was close to the crime scene.
Of course.
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment, it seemed like you would...
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I'm in. At this... What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church. That's great. Entrepreneurship is a great new career for you. After
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
I don't want to, but you discovered the news, so I...
Anything that ends the trial is okay.
Agreed. The public relations potential...
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be...
Now you will finally get to know. The man looks westward, impatiently.
Who are you? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair, the fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and your moves.
Also, this guy. And this guy, too.
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go since then. Yes, you towed Jim in Cool. I believe that's the term.
The smell of sweat and glue.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole...
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight.
You. Every morning.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that.
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you.
You really went with it too.
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. No one is married anymore. This is Revachol. God, I don't know.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 no incredibly bangable. Extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous.
Heartbreak, pain, welcome.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with her.
Look, the sun is going down.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not us. We're the bloody murder station.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just a...
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the C-Wing. Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit.
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's me.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price.
He's one of the most highly regarded men.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys. Police, they speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets.
So he remembers that. Yeah.
Shooting up churches never is.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old...
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's...
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the...
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is Lena?
Tabernacle? It's on the way up?
Fine. If we...
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. They should know as soon as possible.
She is going to be over the moon.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something... I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready. Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering. Work with... Price?
Would fit in. And crazy enough.
Flattered. Your Lieutenant Kitzer...
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming...
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20...
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list.
Wonderful. Then can we please just...